I didn't know adult life would be so lonely. Like damn, I just work, go to the gym and eat. My friends are far away and I barely meet new people. I used to be so excited for the weekends, now I don't even care. I just can't even picture a scenario where I'd find someone to date. I think I'm just kind of looking for some validation that I'm not the only one feeling this way. I've been using dating apps for the first time and it's just depressing. Seeing all these people put on display and I'm one of them, seems so unnatural. I was swiping through people the other day and just felt bad. I feel like I'm a pretty desirable person. I work out a ton, have my shit together and am comfortable talking to people. But I'm really struggling just finding people to meet. I went back to my college town recently and it reminded me how much has changed. Back there I hung out with a ton of people every day again and even got some numbers. But that fizzled out because I live so far away. It also makes me sad that there are literally zero women I work with. Not even in the sense that I'd try to date a co-worker. But I'm not even talking to women casually, like ever. Sorry for the rant, but it's Friday night and I'm just sitting in my apartment alone wondering what I have to do to change this. Edit, I thought I would share the pathetic reason that inspired me to post this. Today when I was making dinner I found out I bought the wrong type of pasta. This kind said it has a serving of vegetables added to each cup of noodles. I was like, oh shit, that's great. Then I broke down a bit because I have no one to share with this super stupid thing that happened to me. It was like that little spark of surprising happiness reminded me how alone I am right now. Holy shit, what is up with that? Don't blame you. It can be lonely, especially if you're someone who prefers to meet others in person. I used dating apps for a bit. It was short-lived as I didn't really get any matches and it really is depressing and affects your anxiety. Plus, going out to meet people can be mentally and socially exhausting tbh, not knowing whether you're going to have good conversation or not. I hope things turn out better for you. You just have to try and put yourself out there more, though it's definitely easier said than done. Hey man, it's alright and I'm glad you've posted this because it also validates the way I feel too. I left my job to start a business, and to make that work I've had to pick up night work that includes every weekend. Not only am I rarely awake during the day but I am unavailable on the 2 days most normal people socialize. I've started to worry more and more as I'm closer to 30 now than to 20 and my absolute nightmare is becoming one of those single, lonely old men. All of my friends live in distant towns and cities and are settling down, so this year, despite my stupid hours and lack of resources, I'm really giving dating a go. To work on the business I've had to cut out a few fun things I used to enjoy like gaming. You get a bit of withdrawal from that because without interacting with people online you are acutely aware of how lonely adult life is. Not sure I come with any advice, I'm hoping that things will change around the corner, it's all we can really do. When they do you tend not to notice and when you look back you can see how things weren't as bad as you thought. Hell, I'm 21 and rarely see or talk to anyone. I go to college but all of my classes are in the same room except for one that is late and by the time, most, like 98%, people are gone. And I only have classes 2 days a week. I just play a shit ton of Xbox with some buddies, several of them are in their 40s. I'm not one for going out and stuff because I find it to be a waste of money going out alone since I don't really want to anyway. Online dating sucks but you just gotta keep your head up and not be bothered. I was in a relationship with a girl for 2 years as soon as college started and we broke up a few months ago and I was crushed, but honestly I'm the happiest MF you'll meet and I just know how to get rid of all the bad thoughts and stay positive. 36 here. I think I went all of 2018 without meeting a new person. I don't try to connect with randoms anymore. I used to try to throw myself out there. A cute cashier whom I've had a long talk with, want to grab coffee sometime? A random in a bar, what are you doing for dinner tomorrow? A girl at the gym, hi, you seem really great, want to grab drinks sometime? I've never had someone say yes. Not once in 20 years. trying anymore just adds to the pain. Move to the Philippines. How long have you been hitting the gym? If you keep at it, I'm sure they'll start saying yes soon enough. Regardless of what people on Reddit are bound to tell you, 36 is relatively young, and I would hate to see a guy in your situation give up. So many people don't even have the confidence to put themselves out there, and so the fact that you've been doing it for 20 years means you're further ahead of the game than you realize. Yup. I've no friends at all. A failed move a few years ago saw me come home to find all my friends had moved on. Then a bad breakup meant having to abandon a big friend group. I don't see myself getting friends, certainly not close friends or a big group I can go out with regularly. It's depressing. I've no partner either, which is tough to deal with and is unlikely to change if I've no social life. I just have zero opportunity to meet new people. I try going to social events, but I'm always on my own. I can be surrounded by people, but there's really little opportunity to talk to people, let alone see them regularly to try to form friendships. I just can't seem to find a way to make friends. My whining aside, my point is you're not alone. It's something that so many of us suffer with, yet we've yet to come up with a solution, and unfortunately too many people aren't making an effort. It's all well and good you going out to try to meet people in classes, clubs, events, etc., but when they're staying in watching Netflix, it's pointless. We're all so lonely but can't connect. Yep, I've had your exact experience. I'm in my late 20s and I'm still struggling to accept the true nature of adult life. Basic life stuff like shopping, cooking, working, exercising, sitting in traffic, etc. takes up so much of my time it's maddening. And by the time I'm done with all that, all I have the energy to do is just sit around and be bored and lonely. I'm sure that to some extent it's just my own depression and negative outlook, but in a major way it feels like the grind of daily life is just so much more grinding than anyone said it was going to be. I wish I had been warned. Even when I do hit it off with someone, it rarely even develops into an actual friendship. Forget about romantic relationships. Other adults are too busy with their own lives, and their social circles consist of the friends they made in high school/college. It often feels like no one is looking to expand their circles beyond that. It sucks. This food-related wake-up call is very relatable, haha. I think it's a common thing to have. Food is a very social part of life. Although, you shouldn't put too much pressure on that. I mean, sometimes you just have to eat. Anyway, it's tough. Like you, I have friends but they're far away. And yes, dating apps can be depressing. You're lucky if you get a date. Although, recently I got one and the girl was wonderful. I felt something I had never felt before, to be honest. But she's not interested. So yay. Hard to not tell yourself something's wrong with you. This is modern times torture, haha. So much in our world is getting impersonal and rationalized. We're turning into products that constantly have to prove their marketability. Follow these 15 rules and everyone will love you. So you'll see the usual advice: just do what makes you happy. Happiness is attractive. Join a club, you'll meet people. Hit the gym, love yourself. It's so generic and I don't think that's useful. I mean, there's a lot of truth to it, but it sounds like self-help book advice. It's vague. It basically says be better and you'll feel better. Crazy wisdom right there. Details are super important. I find that what usually makes a difference in our lives are little details that have a big meaning to us. They tell us a story about who we are. Self-discovery is important. It's more about how you do things than what you do, I think. Feel free to give your take on that.